Anyways, really quick for this tier list. So it's 10 characters, but I legitimately believe there is no bad character. I think they're all pretty solid. We're just going off the vibes of the tourney yesterday. So I'm gonna say there's no D tier for this game. I'm gonna say there's no D tier at all. There's 3 tiers at least, but I do feel like Lox is the quintessential low tier. He's still viable. In fact, it's probably only 3 tiers for this game. I don't think there's even a 4th tier. But Log is probably the worst character in terms of characters that are ultra good. Just from speed, option, whatever else it might be. I would say, well, the last night, Wrastor won the whole tournament, and I feel like Wrastor, with mobility and speed, played at top level, either a high or top tier character. But I probably have no issue with putting Wrastor in the S tier, or at least the A tier. When it comes to Kragg, another big boy, I feel like he can get gimped because of his recovery, but a lot of kill power, a lot of kill potential, really, really good projectile, but relies a bit too much on wall jumping. And I think as the meta progresses, it's probably gonna result in this character getting like juked a bunch more, in my opinion. But like the players who are really good with him have no issues recovering, so it's kind of torn in that as well. Forsburn definitely has tricks. One of the harder characters to use, but I think the skill ceiling for this character makes him a little bit of a two-edged sword. You gotta know how to use the smoke, you gotta know how to use the explosion, and while at first, if you fight a really good Forsburn, it'll probably like overwhelm you. I think the gimmick that he has probably gets old pretty quickly, but I do like what people have been doing with this character. I mean, he's just a stealth character. You have to be creative and sort of work with things on the fly. The cool thing about him is that he has no archetype really in any other platform fighter. It was kind of a whole brand new thing, which is really cool to see. So I can expect him becoming a much better character as time goes on, but he's still so new that it's hard to rank him. Whereas Lox, I think, is a pretty solid low tier. Clairen, I think is an easy S tier. Clairen is just your quintessential sortie with tippers and range and pressure and speed and just everything you could ask for a platform fighting sortie character. Clairen seems to have. We saw it last night, especially with the Ron Gonshu's run. An absolute demon of a character, and one that you really don't want to be on the wrong side of. The up B has 2 hits as well too, and the fact that when you get a tipper, it stuns your opponent means there's certain like auto combos that are incredibly deadly, and it could even lead up to like a spike situation at like sub 50%, which I thought was actually nuts. Every arrow this character has is good. Even has some bread and butter grab combos, which are really good too. Wave landing of this character into a tipper forward smash is just, I mean, like the parallels to Marth are definitely there, but I also just like this character scares me. So yeah, if you're playing a sortie in any platform fighting, Clairen's character for you, you'll see what I mean. Zetterburn is your spacey, right? Your wolf, your rushdown character, has a shine, has a firefox, if you will. I'm using these terms from Smash because they're right there. I'm confident putting Zetterburn either A or B tier. I think A is pretty fair for him, just because like you got to have like the right skills to play this character. You got to be fast, but the payoff is pretty much immediate once you do pick up this character. It is pretty nutty, which I definitely enjoyed seeing. And I think, you know, the fact that this archetype does exist in other games and it's that easy to sort of already pick up and just get going, and just seeing some of the pressure options that has even in the early meta, I think is a pretty promising sign. So I think he's safely in A tier. So we have these remaining 4 characters here. To me, we can go to Fleet as well. Fleet, I think, also belongs in the S tier. This character has a float. This character has an incredibly good projectile in the arrows. This character has just really, really good edge guarding tools that are like almost unbelievable. Has a recovery that's really, really hard to punish, and just is a very, very fast character. I mean, it's a fleet fox, right? It kind of is combining a lot of the expected combos of a sort of floaty-esque or Peach-esque character, but then you have the accuracy, the pinpoint, and the ability to snipe. Character feels good. Yeah, a mixture of Fox, Pit, Peach, which on paper you already see is trouble, but you can probably understand why I put Fleet in the S tier here. B-Bats had an incredible performance last night. Keikosoap mains this character, or plays this character as well, but had some internet issues. But the massive potential is there too. At the same time, though, I think the only thing that this character suffers from is being light. For the next character, Orcane, I think also belongs in this A tier. Orcane, insane frame data on this character. And once you master the way to move with like the bubble recovery and all that, and the teleports, no one else in this game even has that. It's a character that has insane payoffs once you learn to master it, but in terms of difficulty, it's probably the hardest from what I've seen, at least from these early characters. It's like a very slippery package, and you have to like know how to handle it. You have to be aware at all points where you're putting your character. But just like the tilt of this character, the dock is like up smash that you can land, movement, recovery options on the ground, even just like pseudo rush down. Orcane just, from what I saw, had the fastest movement apart from one other character in this game, which I'll put in a second. Probably won't surprise you. But really, really loved seeing what Orcane was capable of. It just has that difficulty edge too, which probably makes them not as appealing. Last two characters here too are Maypul and Ranno. Ranno, the Sheik of the game. There were people saying they were sick of comparing Ranno to Sheik. Well, guess what? You're gonna keep hearing those comparisons because Ranno is literally Sheik. Ranno is an S tier character. This character is so fast, such amazing frame data, especially I guess they're not needles, the poison darts, whatever they might be. I mean, that'll kind of make sense of what it is. Everything you could ask for in terms of speed, tech chasing, reaction, aerials, recovery. You have the tongue recovery to the boost that can just make him warp to a different part of the stage completely. And it confirms that you have into the Dynasty, the up smash. It's stuff we're familiar with in Smash, but it really shines in this game. And because there isn't like a Fox character apart from like Zetterburn, but a character that can like, you know, wave shine you across the screen, absolutely punish a linear recovery. Nothing in this game really feels linear. It's all more freeform, especially with wall jumps. Ranno is crazy. Yeah, the side B cancel also nuts. I could see this character actually being the best in the entire game in a few more tournaments. Just seeing what luck did with it, and I was very, very impressed with what I saw. Now, I had Maypul as the best character in the game earlier, but I know some stuff got nerfed already from Maypul soon on, but I think regardless, to me, Maypul is still an S tier character. Maypul, I mean, this character is just, you can really trap your opponent in some pretty sadistic ways with this character. Not only the speed is obvious, not only the kill power, the reach vertically, crazy fast recovery, speed demon character, and the fact that once you're marked, you're basically just waiting for your death. We saw what Marlon was able to do with this character, but also a lot of other Rivals players. A lot of the skills from Rivals 1 really carried over into this character. And yeah, it's just, if you play any halfway decent Maypul, especially if you're Lox or a big character, you're gonna see exactly how much trouble you're in. But yeah, just these are my 4 top tiers right now. And I think if I had to order them, if I had to order these characters, I'd probably, best character in the game currently, I'll put as Clairen. Maybe like this. I think these 4 in order. It's very close among those 4. And an A tier, I'd put Kragg at the bottom of the A tier. Yeah, guys, this is my thoughts on the preliminary tier list for Rivals of Aether 2. Let me know what you think below. Let me know what you think about the original 10 characters, where you think the future of the game is heading, and what we got. So, yeah, guys, I will see you around. Like and subscribe.